Hey, good morning. I'm Patricia Murphy. Happy Thanksgiving. It's Thursday, November 27th. Thanksgiving is unquestionably a food-centric holiday, so to celebrate, we're sharing an episode of our sister podcast, Seattle Eats. Today, host Tan Vin is talking turkey, but not the kind that takes several hours to cook and sometimes can come out dry and bland. Instead, Chef Taichi Kitamura introduces Tan to teriyaki turkey. Chef Kitamura is the executive chef and co-owner of Sushi Kappo Tamura, and he took Seattle's signature smoky sweet sauce and married it with Thanksgiving's signature bird. The result is juicy, crispy, fatty, and flavorful. It's a dish so good, Tan doesn't think you'll have any leftovers, especially if you take Chef Taichi's suggestions on perfect side dishes. Here's Tan and Chef Taichi.
Oh, yeah.
I watched the chef make teriyaki turkey at his home. When he cut into that first piece, you could already tell by the smell and sight that there was no point in making turkey any other way but the teriyaki way.
God, I love the char.
See, like I said, I only do this once a year, so when it comes out perfect like that, it makes me super happy. You see why there'll be no leftover when I cook this. This is gonna be good.
But it wasn't always the best recipe. Let me back up here and tell you how we got here. Because this turkey recipe is decades in the making, and it started 33 years ago with a completely different bird. Steam in a bag. In 1991, Kitamura moved from Kyoto, Japan, to the U.S. He was 16 and starting an exchange student program. And that's actually the year he had his first Thanksgiving and his first Thanksgiving turkey.
I remember it was a whole turkey. I think it was butterball turkey that was cooked in a bag.
Some people rave about butterball turkey. They say when you bite into a butterball turkey, the promise of a juicy turkey is there. That you can just stick your fork in and juicy succulent pieces of meat will fall apart like it's been braising for hours. But it's just steam in a bag.
That was very interesting to me. And I tasted it and it was delicious. It was moist.
This was a taste of something Kitamura never had before. Not just butterball turkey, but Thanksgiving turkey at all. His family didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. Nobody in Kyoto was making extremely large turkey meat. Most people didn't even have a big enough oven for that kind of meat.
So I'm like, oh, okay, this is a little different, but I enjoyed it.
The rest of dinner was a pretty standard Thanksgiving meal. The kind you see on Hallmark cards or in a Norman Rockwell painting. You know, the full spread.
Like traditional mashed potatoes, gravies, green bean casseroles, and that was when I was introduced to cream of mushroom soup as well. And that was a magic ingredient. It made everything taste better.
And then Kitamura started getting invites to other households for Thanksgiving, and things were a little different. The food, in general, was good, but that juicy, memorable turkey from his first Thanksgiving, it definitely wasn't anywhere on the table anymore.
Someone obviously overcooked, and it was dry.
And that's the thing about Thanksgiving turkey. It's hard to do right. This is the biggest meal for a lot of families. And to feed everybody, you gotta cook this huge, awkward bird all at once.
To cook it all the way through, you have to cook a long time. So outside gets overcooked and inside gets undercooked. But because of tradition, they cooking it the same way.
This is a crucial part for Kitamura. When it came time for him to make his first Thanksgiving dinner, he didn't want to mess with tradition. He could have gone the chef route, made a crowd pleaser like ham or prime rib, but oh no, not Kitamura.
Being Japanese, I'm all about respect, so I didn't want to disrespect the tradition. For Thanksgiving, it has to be religiously turkey.
And so he gets to work. Kitamura wanted to treat his Thanksgiving meal like a recipe at his restaurant. So he started recipe testing.
And I started thinking, oh, okay, maybe I could do something different.
He takes the same flavors, salt, pepper, and herbs like rosemary, thyme, sage, and he roasts the bird at home for 4 to 5 hours. And it's still dry. So he tries a trendy favorite, something that might even impress his in-laws. He deep fries it. But deep frying turkey at home can be a challenge. The trial and error, the explosive oil. If you haven't seen the videos of deep fried turkey disaster, let me just tell you, they're very painful to look at.
That image always pops up in my algorithm and social media, and it just scares me.
And then he gets an idea. Something that will honor the tradition of Thanksgiving, but actually tastes good. And that's when things really started to change in his kitchen.
Okay, so originally I was cooking the whole bird, and I was always questioning, this doesn't make sense because some parts gets overcooked, some parts is undercooked. Therefore, you cook it too long and it comes out dry.
So he decided to deconstruct the bird and cook the separate parts, breasts, thighs, legs, and wings, and he gets a little closer, but not all the way.
Still, some meats are overcooked and some are undercooked, and there's a lot of leftover.
And then he remembers something. He remembers how people make poultry in Japan. It's actually really hard to find bone-in chicken. In Japan, you're more likely to find deboned chicken with skin on at the store. So he thinks, why fight with bones at all? This sushi chef already spent years breaking down fish with precision. Surely he could do the same with turkey. Debone it, butterfly the thicker cuts to create uniformity. Suddenly, he has complete control over this turkey.
And I was able to control 100%. And I'm not going back after that.
Kitamura's new method was foolproof. The meat cooked evenly, and it wasn't dry, but he wanted more. He wanted teriyaki, and so did his daughter.
Chicken teriyaki was my daughter's favorite. So that's what she asked for her birthday or like Christmas.
But he couldn't make chicken. It's Thanksgiving. He had to stick with tradition, with a capital T for turkey.
It came out great, and it was a big hit. And when I did that, there was no leftover.
This is what happens when Seattle teriyaki meets Thanksgiving for this acclaimed sushi chef. And the recipe is even available on the Seattle Times website, and there's a link in the description. When you make this at home, you're going to need a few things that a lot of home cooks overlook.
So you want to make turkey teriyaki like a chef, and here's what you need.
You need a sharp knife. This is the difference between 10 minutes breaking it down and a 45-minute wrestling match. Plus, it's way, way safer.
Exactly. A sharp knife is a safe knife because you're not applying too much pressure on the food you're cutting. So the less pressure, less chance of accident.
And you need to use a generous amount of regular soy sauce, not that low sodium stuff.
You want to maintain the right salt content, so the saltiness and the sweet flavor balance is just right.
This is not just a preference, it's a science. Kitamura uses Kikkoman soy sauce, the same one you can grab at Asian grocery stores or Costco, and there are other places. Most Asians' family don't even buy soy sauce. They just steal it, or they take extra package at Chinese restaurants and so forth. Are you familiar with this?
Oh yeah, people do that at my restaurant. Many of them ask for extra packages, and I know that's way too much for just a few rolls. So
there you go. If you don't have store-bought soy sauce, sushi restaurant packets will work in a pinch. I watched Chef Kitamura make his turkey teriyaki, and it was clear how essential these items are for a good turkey. His preparation is where the sushi chef in him takes over.
I remember it taking longer. Maybe I'm getting better at this every year.
And he's not done with his knife. A properly marinated turkey needs to be punctured and scored to get that teriyaki flavor all the way through. You want deep cuts all over.
Just, think about, something that makes you angry and just kind of...
Just take it out of the turkey.
Yeah. There's a lot of stabbing and scoring when I'm preparing Thanksgiving turkey. Now this is a beautiful, boneless, skin-on-thigh meat that's ready to marinate.
And now, the marinades. It's simple syrup, soy sauce, and instead of sake, he uses, ta-da, bourbon.
It adds a nice caramel touch to the flavor. Sake is very mild, so it does a lot of good things to the meat, but adding bourbon bring it to the next level, in my opinion.
Now I really can't wait to taste this teriyaki-bourbon turkey.
So I'm not going to even measure this, and I'm just going to add, maybe a little more.
This turkey goes into the marinade overnight. That soy sauce and bourbon already filling the air with this sweet, salty, boozy fragrance. Kitamura likes to marinate his turkey for 12 to 16 hours. And so we plan to meet the next day. All right, here we go. I can't wait. I am hungry. I am famished. I have not eaten anything all morning. Hi, Chef. Thanks for welcoming us back.
Oh, welcome back. Come on in.
While we wait for the turkey, I'm thinking about the rest of the meal. If you're going to revolutionize your turkey, you should have some sides to go with it. It's teriyaki turkey, so maybe some rice?
I think rice is the best to eat this turkey with because it just absorbs this juice like nothing else.
You want all the pan drippings, all that umami to be caught by the rice.
If you add any additional sauce over that, you're just going to dilute the umami. So that's why I don't add any more additional sauce.
This is like 4D chess you're talking here. There you go. You can make dinner simple and just serve the turkey with some steaming hot rice. But I should say, this rich dish needs something green and fresh. So what does he pair it with?
Blanched green beans salad with sesame dressing. I used to do the traditional green bean casserole. People like it, but they don't eat a lot of it. And I always end up with a lot of leftover. But I do this green bean salad. There's hardly any leftover.
No leftovers. That's the litmus test. The chef put on an oven mitt. And suddenly, I could see that turkey through the oven door. Caramelized, glistening. The edges all shriveled and charred. I could hear the fat sizzling and the smell rush through the room. The turkey had only been in the oven for 30 minutes, and it was almost done. But the chef wants one more minute to perfect it.
Now it's all about crisping up the skin. The meat is already done.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to check this so that's going to cook.
And then it was time.
All right, first I'm going to cut this beautiful. Oh, yeah, this looks perfect.
Oh my God, I love the char.
See, like I said, I only do this once a year, so when it comes out perfect like that, it makes me super happy. All right, look at that. So, you see that juicy?
Ho, 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 ho.
Look at that.
Chef gets first dibs.
Oh yeah.
Tell me what you're tasting. The char, the crispiness stuff.
Oh God! You know what? I'm tasting the bourbon. It's not just subtle difference; it's a huge difference. And just the savoriness and the sweetness, and all that juicy fat. Oh, this is just. You see why there'll be no leftover when I cook this. This is gonna be good.
Time to cut it up.
Oh, look at that. Look how juicy that is.
Oh, I can see the steam coming up. I love it.
You want a little taste now?
I will grab the cut I want, which is the turkey drumstick. I'm just gonna. So I took a bite. Let me tell you, it was everything I had hoped. Juicy, crispy, slick with fat. Chef, you're right. You can taste the bourbon in this. It is sort of like, it is teriyaki, you can tell, but there's a hint of bourbon chicken-ish to this dish. I love this. The chef keeps talking about how obsessed he is with having juicy meat on the inside and a crispy skin outside. I'm not used to having crispy turkey skin for Thanksgiving. And as soon as you bite through that exterior, you get this juicy, succulent bite. It's just, my mouth is just, it's like I have Vaseline in my mouth. It's so juicy, rich. The turkey flavor comes through. The teriyaki sauce is not too syrupy sweet. It has that nice sweet and savory balance that you don't get in your typical teriyaki shop, which is what I love. And it's not too salty. And what I love about this is like a puddle of juice. And I'm going to pour that juice over the rice and flavor the rice. And you have these charred turkey drumstick and meat, and it's just delightful. When you make this dish, Kitamura's way, make sure you complement it with things people will finish. Maximize the flavors of what you worked hard on. And keep it simple. You might have hesitation to break tradition. Maybe you're stuck in your ways. Maybe you like your family recipe that's been handed down for generations. Or you're like me and have shoes in the oven. But this recipe is good. It's the best turkey I ever had. And it even has hints of the chef's first Thanksgiving, that butterball turkey in a bag back in '91. Was he trying to recreate it?
Yeah, I am trying to recreate that. I want to keep the moisture of the butterball turkey, but I have a crispy outside instead of the whole thing is kind of steamed like that.
With that memory at work, Chef Kitamura is making his Thanksgiving turkey his own. The recipe is a Japanese-American hybrid and an homage to the religiously turkey holiday, the chef's favorite holiday.
I don't need to worry about buying presents. All I need to worry about is cooking good food, and that's what I do best. So,
And it's not just that the chef's turkey recipe is great; it also makes Thanksgiving cooking a lot more efficient.
I think people should try this recipe because it takes less than 30 minutes to cook, and which means that'll free up the oven space, and you can cook other dishes. Casseroles, pies, so that gives you a lot of freedom for the oven space, and also it's delicious, and it's teriyaki, so it's very Seattle.
And there won't be any leftovers.
That was an episode of Seattle Eats with Ton Vin. It's a food podcast from KUOW and the Seattle Times. If you want to try your hand at making teriyaki turkey, check out our show notes for a link to the recipe. Thanks for joining us on Thanksgiving. The episode was produced by Brandy Fullwood. It was edited by Jim Gates and Trevor Lensmeyer. The Seattle Now team is Caroline Chamberlain Gomez, Vaughn Jones, Brooklyn Jamerson Flowers, Andy Hurst, and Paige Browning. Greg Kramer does our theme music. Seattle Now and KUOW Public Radio are members of the NPR network. I'm Patricia Murphy. See you tomorrow.